Okay, yeah, so I had these goals set in mind, right, to be up here on stage this morning introducing Sean, and I stayed up so late that I was working on my stuff, and I put my cell phone on the other side of the room, and the alarm did not wake me up. So there I was on the other side of the room, waking up this morning like, oh my God, I am so screwed. So I originally had planned on talking a little bit about myself and of course, introducing Sean, but yeah, all right, now it's backwards. Let me just go ahead and talk about my introduction really briefly. Exactly 10 years ago, it's 2005 for you non-math majors, I was months away from coming home back to San Antonio, Texas, from doing 6 years in the Marine Corps. At that particular point in time, I was that hard-charging, motivated, good-to-go. I mean, I was really highly motivated. And I said to myself, you know, if I can do 6 years in the Marine Corps, I can get a college degree, and I can become whoever I want to be. And months later, my first semester at Palo Alto College, it was fall 2005, and I made the dean's list. I got this, right? Well, I had it. I lost it. Somewhere along the rent, child support, car payment, insurance, cell phone payments, electrical, water, cell, taxes, all of these things, I had lost it. I said, you know what? I can't deal with this. I need a full-time job. I need to pay this stuff. Maybe I can pay off my car, and I'll come back. And I came back. 3 hours here, 6 hours there. 6 years later, I still had no degree. And I'm looking at myself like, how do you go from this sergeant in the Marine Corps who's in charge of 25 Marines? My last job, I was an MOS instructor. So I taught my job to Marines fresh out of boot camp. And I could tell them when to be in class. I could teach the class, tell them when to go to lunch, come back from lunch. I could run them into the dirt 3 days a week, but I can't come home and get a college degree. Where was this gap in the leadership that I had to the leadership in my own personal life? There was something hugely missing that I couldn't see at that point. But I realized it then. After 6 years, I said, you know what, I gotta take this seriously. And that was 4 years ago. I went to school for 2 years and I hit it hard, but there were a lot of things that I couldn't do. I couldn't take the classes full time. I was taking part-time for a little while. And then I was introduced to the Student Leadership Institute at the Palo Alto College or the Alamo colleges. It's a group of the whole district is the Alamo colleges. And I joined this Leadership Institute, and their curriculum is based off of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And this was the first time I'd ever been introduced to the 7 habits. And as I start to learn them and I start to apply them in my life, the greatest moment for me was realizing that it was helping me implement the things that I already knew, the skills and the tactics that I already had, and it was helping me to apply them into my life. And that was the major effect for me that has launched me so far. Within the last 18 months, I actually did the calculating last night. 18 months ago, I was introduced to the 7 habits. And here I am speaking at a dream conference, thinking to myself, like, I've come this far in that small of amount of time. Who can imagine where it'll take me from there? Now, if I have time, I read this yesterday for a few people. I want to go ahead and just talk briefly. When I was in SLI, we do a lot of volunteer work, the student leaders do. And we volunteer for consortiums and group talks, and we give the students perspective on different things. And they had the Franklin Covey Higher Education Leadership Consortium coming to San Antonio. And they gave us a general idea of what they wanted. And I said, you know what, I could do that. I can get up in front of people and I can write some stuff down and it'd be really cool. And they're like, okay, all right. So then I go ahead and I start writing. And I had been writing for years, poetry and raps and stuff. And I wrote these poems particularly for that consortium. And it's that has launched me to this point where I'm utilizing the things that I've already known. And I'm Putting first things first, I'm beginning with the end in mind. I know where my goals are now, and I know how to get there, and I know what to do to get there. So I want to read to you the poem that I wrote. It's called Every Student is a Leader. I'm a senior in high school, and I'm nervous to graduate. I'm more nervous that I'm pregnant and don't think this diploma will compensate. This isn't the life I originally had planned. I need a degree to give me one leg to stand. I only have one leg. I lost the other in Iraq. I joined fresh out of high school, and that decision I'll never take back. The military made me the man that I am today. I never expected college to provide leaders that would also help pave the way. I'm a student, an employee, and also a babysitter. I babysit my grandchildren, and of that, I am never bitter. I lived my life. I've raised my kids, but I still have this desire to be educated, graduated, mentally emancipated, and on fire. No one in my family's ever gone to college. I'm the first. But I'm determined to do this and show my family what it's worth. My dad jokes about college like college is a joke. Todavía es el machismo. He's a hard-headed Chicano, uses passive-aggressive ways to show cariño. I've worked hard on my life, living from one check to the next. I get out of work sweaty, tired, hungry, but with no rest. I go straight to class and dive right into a test. And through this struggle, I'm still humble and blessed. I know what to do, who I want to be, and where I want to go. So I study until late, print real early, and hope that my grades will show. All my hard work, my dedication, and my drive. This isn't just college. To me, it's a key to survive. People say I come from a broken home, but I just see a few cracks. My father left us at an early age, and that guy never looked back. My mother took it hard, my brother and sister too. And no one could see how fast it made me grow. I think. My English kind of not all good. My accent strong, but I still knew I could. My family send me. They believe I can do. I work hard. I graduate. I say you can too. It's hard being a single mom. I want the best for my son. I'm involved in multiple clubs and organizations, but mom is still job number one. And sometimes he comes with me, and he has so much fun. Instructors and fellow students become like friends and family, and they help me to get this done. There are things about my life that I keep private and no one knows, and other things about myself that I have grown and blossomed to show. Reputations and popularity somehow all become a joke. Here, it's do or die. You either make it or you choke. To be honest, I'm in school, but I don't know where I'm going. I just went through the motions in high school without ever truly knowing who I am, what I'm doing, what I want to be, and it's showing. But I give it my best, and in the process, I can see within me that I'm growing. I grew up in San Antonio. This place will always be home. Barbacoa and Big Red, it's a signature dish in San Antonio. I grew up poor financially, but we were rich with love, respect, and dignity. That's how we're grown. So when I graduate and become somebody, I'll give back to my community and watch. We'll show them. Thank you.